Module 2 of the orientation seminar will focus on working with the Dissertation Committee. We will also discuss how developing the manuscript and defending the dissertation begin and end with your Dissertation Committee. During that process, you must pay strict attention to some very significant details in research, writing, and procedure. This module will also examine the various roles of your dissertation chair in developing your doctoral dissertation. Working with the committee can be challenging at times, but there is no way around that committee. Your dissertation chair is the head of the Dissertation Committee. That committee guides, supports, and directs your dissertation research and writing experience. Giving feedback is a primary function of the committee. It provides written feedback on various drafts of your dissertation chapters. The committee also ensures that the dissertation results in a successful scholarly product. Readiness. The dissertation chair is a pivotal person in the dissertation writing process and usually determines when each section of your work is ready for review by committee members. All meetings of the committee are arranged by the chair. Chair also directs the candidate's defense of the dissertation. Mediator. Usually, the chair acts as the mediator and intermediary between you and the committee members. And approval. The chair approves the dissertation proposal or concept paper before the candidate begins writing the dissertation. In spite of the role of the chair, in the end, it is the candidate who designs and conducts the dissertation study, reviews the literature, writes, collects, analyzes, and interprets the data, and makes conclusions about the study. You, the candidate, compile a dissertation manuscript, typically concept by concept and chapter by chapter. In the end, that manuscript must comply with all steps and procedures detailed in your dissertation guidelines, manual, and handbook. Therefore, make sure you get the latest edition of such guides from your department. In developing a dissertation manuscript, a frequent question that haunts most candidates is, what is a good length for the dissertation? Throughout our graduate teaching and chairing numerous doctoral dissertations, students have always asked us this fundamental and important question. How long should the dissertation be? How many pages will be enough? For that most important question, we have two consistent answers. First, it depends. Our second answer is that page length is not a good indicator of the quality of your work. Instead, your focus should be on adequately developing and defending your research, rather than focusing on the length of the manuscript. Here are other important considerations. Although most dissertations we have chaired tend to range between 130 to 200 pages, I have seen a dissertation on educational economics which contained a total of 51 pages. The content was highly original, and this 51-page document included appendices and reference pages. It is important to note that most dissertations are filled with lots of white spaces. All pages are one-sided, lines are double-spaced, and the authors can include material in the appendices. Our advice on page length: keep the dissertation as short as possible. However, since each dissertation project is unique, you should use as many pages as necessary, or as your dissertation handbook or dissertation chair will allow, to create a complete and effective document. Here is what one of my colleagues always tells her dissertation students on that topic, and I want you to remember this statement as you consider this question of how many pages will be sufficient. She always tells them less is more if it's original research. Now, when I say that it depends when asked about the length of a doctoral dissertation, this is what I really mean. There are several factors which may influence the length of your dissertation. Your topic, because it is so important to choose the right topic. We will explore this issue later in Seminar 3. Your major. As we mentioned in Module 1, some fields of study tend to promote lower attrition and higher completion rates. Those majors mostly include the laboratory sciences. Goal of your research. What are the scope, goals, and boundaries of the research? Dissertation chair. Is this a person knowledgeable about your topic? Is he or she supportive and interested in your topic? Research questions and hypotheses. The more complicated they are, the longer the dissertation process is likely to be. Amount of time available to write the dissertation. Some dissertations can be very involved and complicated. Choose a dissertation that does not require a lifetime of writing. And your modesty. Your dissertation does not need to produce a shattering scientific contribution or a solution to a global problem to be successful. A successful dissertation can be done on a manageable topic and in a modest amount of time and pages. Throughout the seminars, we have suggested page ranges for the various tasks associated with each module, within each chapter. Those are suggestions only, and are not meant to represent a one-size-fits-all approach to page length. Therefore, consider those suggestions carefully. In conclusion, page length of the dissertation manuscript is less important than its content, originality, and research and writing quality. Therefore, regardless of length, your dissertation must be original, and it must demonstrate your skills in research and writing. Finally, before you graduate with this doctorate, you must defend your dissertation. This means that after your manuscript is completely written and approved by your dissertation committee, you will be required to orally defend it in front of your peers and committee. This defense is as important as all previous writings on your dissertation. Although the defense may cause some anxiety, you will be at an advantage. By then, you will most likely be an expert on your topic. After all, you have just spent many months researching and writing your dissertation. Seminar 9 will focus on preparing you for the defense of the dissertation. Defending your dissertation is exactly what the topic suggests. Before you can earn that doctorate, you must conduct the dissertation defense, also known as the orals. The oral defense of the dissertation or thesis defense. You can write and defend a great dissertation. However, you are still not finished until the university confirms that that dissertation fully complies with the designated style manual, as determined by your department. A style manual establishes a set of standards for writing and designing specific documents, such as doctoral dissertations. A style manual also establishes and enforces writing style to improve communication. To do that, it must ensure consistency and uniformity in style and formatting within a document and across multiple documents. It enforces best practices in usage, language composition, visual composition, and typography. For doctoral dissertations, a style guide enforces the best practice in ethics, such as authorship, research ethics, disclosure, pedagogy, such as exposition and clarity, and compliance, both technical and regulatory. Style guides are common for general and specialized use. In such cases, it is used for the general reading and writing audience, and for students and scholars of various academic disciplines, including medicine, journalism, the law, government, social sciences, business, and specific industries. Style guides give all the formatting details and steps used in writing the doctoral dissertation, based on the specific academic discipline. Each academic discipline subscribes to only one of the several style guides. Confirm with your chair which style manual you must use. This concludes Seminar 2. In Seminar 3, we will discuss how to select a topic and write a dissertation concept paper.